Question 2 of April 2022, Fundamental Management Accounting. Rates management accounting system acts as a business support system for providing right information to the right people at the right time. With reference to the above statement, discuss 5 characteristics of management accounting that make it a key tool for decision making. Now, number 1, characteristics of management accounting, or 5 characteristics. Number 1, we can talk of make or buy characteristic or evaluations. Make or buy evaluation. We can talk of the manufacturing companies. Manufacturing companies have a large amount of data, that they can analyze to optimize every stage of productions and determine which particular production that they can make at a minimum cost. That's why we have to make an assumption or decisions whether we are going to produce or make or buy the commodity in a company. Number 2, we can talk of audience targeting. Say that a company that knows its target audience, will be able to align both its productions, will be able to align both its products as well as advertising campaign, to better suit them, Number 3, we can talk of controlling. So the management have a better control. Managements have a better control. Management have a better control over all different functions, and department of a company and departments of a company when they have the right data. Number 4, we can talk of planning activities. How this particular feature is the planning that is based on the data management planning that is based on the data has a better chance of success. Then number 5, we can talk of budgetary control features. Budgetary control. You can talk of the management. You can use budgetary data, and you use budgetary data to forecast the future spending, the future expenditure, in relations to the revenues collected, stroke realized. Those are the 5 characteristics of management accounting, why they support decision system of making the right decision. We have a proper budgetary control system in organizations. We can forecast how much we are going to spend in a given period of time. Then part B, I told that the Blaze Tech Limited manufactures small assemblies to order and has the following budgeted overhead for the year based on the normal activity levels. We have planking. We have 18,000, that is budgeted overhead, and budgeted absorption base we have been given there. Machining we have for 3 and 2,500 machine hours respectively. Welding is 20 and 18 labor hours. Assembly 15,000 shillings budget overhead and 1,000 labor hours. The selling and administration overheads are 20% of the factory cost. An order for 250 assemblies type of X-ray 200 were made as batch AF 5901 and incurred the following cost. Direct material we have been given there. Labor we have been given 128 hours, plugging shop at 10 shillings per hour. 452 hours machine shop for 11 per hour. This is 11, no, that is 11. $11 per hour. We have 90 hours welding shop at 10 shillings, correct. 175 hours assembly shop at 9 shillings per hour. A special X-ray equipment for testing the weld was hired at 525 shillings. The time for booking in the machine shop was 643 machine hours. Then we are told addition information number 5. Selling price was 150 shillings per assembly. Then required the total cost of the batch, 8 marks, unit cost of each assembly, then profit per assembly, 1 mark each. Now, how do we address this particular question? Now, because of scrolling, let me just use my hard questions here. we are given that we have the overhead absorption rate. Let me determine overhead absorption rate first. Overhead. Overhead absorption rate is equal to budgeted overhead or budgeted activity level. Therefore, we have the department budgeted overhead for planking. We can establish this one first. We are going to check 18,000. We divide by 1,500. Then for machining we are taking 43. We are dividing by 25. That's the activity. Then we have welding. We are taking 20. 20,000 we are dividing by 18. And then lastly, assembly. We are having 15. We divide by 1,000 labor hours, which is 18,000 divided by 1,500. In this case, we have 12 shillings per labor hour. We have 43. We are dividing by 2,500. Have 17.2 shillings per hour. Per machine hour. Then to have 20,000. We are dividing by 1,800 of 11. 11.11. Then eventually 1,500 divided by 1,000, we have with hours. $15 as 15. Therefore, it becomes easier for us to prepare the batch. They want us to do the total cost of the batch. Can call it here batch costing. Batch costing statement. We are going to study direct material. Direct material. We were told that direct material was what? Direct material was 3107. 3107. Then we are adding variables, production overheads, which we had that is direct, that's labor. We have the one for planking, which we have told that is 128 hours. We are multiplying by 10. Then we are having machining, which is 452 multiplied by 11. Then we have welding. Welding is 90 hours. We are multiplying by 10. And then 175 hours for assembly. 175 multiplied by what? By 9. Multiply by 9. This one, if we multiply, you are going to get 1280. Then 452 multiplied by 11, you have 49. 4972. This one you should be getting 900. 175 multiplied by 9, we have 1575. 1575, when you add 900 plus 4972 plus 1280, we are getting 8727. 8727, and other we get the prime cost plus 3107, we get something 834. 834. Then we have something that we are told that overheads are absorbed. In that case, we cannot add other overheads. Overhead absorbed. Now we are going to start with linking. Then we are going to add machining. We have welding, then assembly. Here we divided, remember we divided those figures. We got 12, 17.2. This was 12, 17.2, 11.11, then we got 15. We are multiplying by the number of hours that we acquired from this. How many were there? We had 128, we had 452, 90, and then 175. We have now, we are taking 12 multiplied by 128. We have 1536. 1536, then 17.2 multiplied by 492, of 7774, 7774.4. Then we have 11.11 multiplied by 19, have 99, 999.9, then 15 multiplied by 175. Which is 2625. 2625. Now 2625 plus 999.9 plus 774.4 plus 1536. We get 12,935.3 plus 11,834. We get 24, 769.3. 769.3. This is the factory cost. Factory cost. That is the factory cost. Let's go back to the question. We see what we were told. We are told that the selling and administration overhead is 20% of the factory cost. Now we can add here selling and administration cost. Selling and admin is 20%. Multiply by 2476.9.3. We have 49, 53.86. What else were we told? That one is done. Okay, a special X-ray equipment for testing and welding was hired. At that, now we can talk of hiring of X-ray equipment. Hiring of X-ray equipment for how much? For 525. 525. Then we are told that the time of booking in the machine was the time of cooking in the machine shop was 643 machine hours. In that case, cooking, it was 643. We are going to multiply by what? Cooking. Machining, we multiply by 11. How much do you get? That is 643 multiplied by 11, are having 7073. Therefore, we can add plus 525 plus 4953.86 is 1255, 1.86. We add plus 24769.3. We get at 321.16. That is the total cost. Roman 1, we are told the total cost of the batch, that is the total cost of the batch. We having this particular amount, the total cost of the batch. Then in the Roman 2, the unit cost of each assembly. Unit cost of each assembly. Now we can establish the unit cost of each assembly, which is how much? And Roman next here, the profit per assembly. The unit cost, we can just take that amount, divide by the units that were produced. We are told that they were 250. Now unit cost, we are going to say 321.16 divide by the number of the units in an order of 250 assemblies. We divide by 250. We can establish that is divide by 250. We have 149.28. That's the unit cost of each assembly. Then Roman last we are told the profit per assembly. The profit. How do we get the profit? We can get the number of units multiplied by what? By the selling price. Now the units selling price or the sales value, we are going to have 150 multiplied by 250. 150 multiplied by 250. We have 37,500. Now the variance, this minus the cost, we have the profit. Now that 7,500 minus 37,321.16. The profit we are getting 178.84. Now, if we are told the profit per assembly, the profit per assembly, we are going to take the top profit. We have 178.84. We are dividing by the number of the assemblies, which is 250. We have profit per assembly is 0.7154. The profit per assembly. That is how we are supposed to do. That's question number 2. We are meant to go step by step, establish the batch cost, sample the prime cost, the core factory cost, so that we can calculate 20% from there, and then we add other overheads. We get the total cost, and then from there you can compute it in that manner. Thank you.